Oh, that stuff. What's it called? Lion's mane? But it's probably too soon to tell. Yeah, I'm sure it would take a while. I'm feeling a little more energetic from the green smoothies that I've been drinking. So we've been drinking them for like 3 days now. I think lion's mane. Yeah. I was like alligator stew. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, couldn't remember at all. Yeah, I'm super congested today. Yeah, you probably. I mean, it might take even longer than a week. I'm not really sure. I just know that lion's mane, like at the end of our DNA or something. I don't know. The end of our something. We have like these little caps and they deteriorate over time and it makes it more difficult for us to create like new thoughts and stuff. And that is the only thing proven to regrow them. I can't remember what they're called. And even if I tried to remember, I couldn't. I'm sure. No, it's not nerves. It's down to a molecular level or something. No, smaller. Think way smaller. Way smaller than a cell. Let's see. Let me just Google it real quick. It's going to drive me nuts. What lions? It protects against dementia. It repairs nerve damage, but there's like a there's like a smaller thing that it does, and I don't know what it's called. I'd have to find the articles and stuff that I read about it. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, what's this? It's good for cognitive vitality. Um, it doesn't really have much of a taste at all. It create or okay, let's see. Hold on a second. It may be able to increase levels molecule of a molecule called nerve growth factor NGF, which increases the length of nerve cell processes. So, yeah, and it's completely safe to take long term, but it's like the only thing proven to help with that. And I had actually done some research about that a couple of years ago, because Robot, no, what was it? I think my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that's what it was. I mean, Robot has problem. Robot can't remember nothing ever. But I think when my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, that's when I was looking up something that she could consume that would be good for that. But then the doctor turned around and was like, I don't think you have Alzheimer's. So I did all that research for nothing. But I did end up like buying us lion's mane just so we would have it. And I actually give her that in a green smoothie every day too. So I make her drink it. It's good for you, you know. There's so many things in a green smoothie that are good for you, but if you drink them for like a week, you'll start having a lot of energy. And the only reason I know that is because a few years ago I was feeling really run down all the time. I had Lyme disease and I just couldn't recover from it, and I was drinking so much coffee and I had no energy and I was tired all the time, and I was like, and Robot was noticing that I was putting like way too much. Alzheimer's is my biggest fear. My father had it. Oh my gosh. But I learned it with practice. Hi, Fallens. Yeah, no problem. No problem. um, yeah, is it hereditary? I mean, I'm assuming it can be hereditary. That would be a pretty scary thing to worry about. But hopefully this helps. If not, I'll find something else that will. But yeah, so I was really run down and really tired and I had no energy, and I just couldn't function, you know. And so Robot was noticing that I was putting a lot of sugar in my coffee, like a lot. Like I was just pouring it out of the bag into my cup, and he was like, "You gotta lay off the sugar. You're gonna be a diabetic if you're not careful." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you're right." And so I got online and tried to find a healthy alternative. Like, what can you drink besides coffee that will give you energy? And I ran across articles about green smoothies and all these people raving about it. And I was like, ah, whatever. So I made it, and it actually tasted good. I thought it'd be disgusting, but it was really delicious. And so I made it, and after, like, I kept making it every day, because it said it would take a few days before it got into your system good and you would start having more energy. And so I made it for, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And I remember just waking up one day and I had so much energy. I was like, oh my God, I'm bouncing off the freaking walls. And I didn't even need sleep. I seemed to be okay with like 6 hours of sleep. It was crazy. Anyway. Give more energy. Oh, green smoothies. It's like kale and spinach. Um, and then you put fruit in there, and then you can put other things in there to make it taste better, like protein powder and yogurts and.
The kale is like the most important part.
It's the kale, actually. Yeah, it's the kale because there for a minute Walmart didn't have kale, and I had to make it with like just spinach, and I didn't have kale. They weren't like delivering kale, or I couldn't find it or something. Um, anyway, I think they stopped carrying it briefly, like the kind of kale that's where you get like the big bushel of it for cheap. And I was like, I was like, well, I'm sure it will work just as well without the kale. Anyway, after a few days, I had no energy again, and I was like, oh, well, it's the kale. Duh. It's the kale. It's the reason why I crave milk all the time, because milk is full of magnesium and calcium, and that is what is in kale.
So if anybody ever makes that, they should be sure to include kale in whatever they're making.
That's right. Include kale. Kale is important. They actually used to do when people had suffered from depression and stuff back in the day before depression medication was a thing. They would prescribe them calcium and magnesium because that was like the original mood enhancer medication that you would take. Because a lot of people just have that deficiency. It's like a very common deficiency, and most people have no idea. But we're not getting enough of it in milk, and a lot of people aren't even really drinking that much milk to begin with, so they're just not getting enough. But you can get plenty of it in kale. But chewing up kale is hard work. So I would suggest making green smoothies because it works. I'm telling you, it works. It works. It works. It works. And the crazy thing is, the part that I didn't really anticipate was that the ingredients that I was putting in there had keratin in it, and keratin is really good for your eyesight. And so during that 2 year period, every time I would go back to my eye doctor, my prescription would not change. It would stay the same, which is crazy because my eyes are always deteriorating like a lot every year. So anyway, and then I got off of them after a while. I just got too lazy to make them, or I think my blender broke or something. I don't know. But I went for like a year without making them. And then the next time I went back to my eye doctor, my eyes had deteriorated a lot. And he was like, well, I don't know what you were doing during those couple of years where your eyes weren't deteriorating, but you need to do it again. I'm like, oh my God, how'd that happen? Because that was not I knew that it would give me more energy, but it also boosted our immune systems, and it helped with my eyesight. So hopefully, well, I mean, I already know that it works, so I'm just happy to be making them again. There's so many health benefits, and they taste delicious. They're not gross. I know they're green and it sounds gross, but they're good. I guess I better sing something. The chat's super quiet. I must be boring. Am I boring to you guys? I probably am. I'm a little monotoned, so.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make a clanging noise.
That's okay. You were not boring. I was listening to all that you were saying. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. hair's weird today.
I think it looks good.
Well, I got this like one piece in the front right here
Oh, I see.
that it won't stay where I put it. It just keeps falling down like this, and then it looks real stupid.
I think it makes it look even cooler.
Really?
Yeah, I think it makes it look kind of like wild and cool.
Well, that's good because it keeps falling there. It won't stay. We actually use a lot of kale. You do? Well, that's really good. You probably have a pretty good immune system then. Well, actually, it's not necessarily the kale that's doing that. It's you probably have enough energy, but the yogurt is where the probiotics are. I don't know how. I don't know if I've ever told you how important probiotics are to me, but they're very important. Hi, Pamphlet. Hello. How you doing? Hill on hill, say what you will, but I done made a devil a deal. He made me pretty, he made me smart. Now I'm gonna break me a million hearts, and I'm hell on heels, and baby I'm coming for you. This is too low. Let's go up here. Diamond ring on my hand, it's the only good thing that came from that man. I got a GTO from one named Joe, and a big piece of land down in Mexico, and I'm hell on heels, and baby I'm coming for you. And I'm hell on heels, say what you will, but I done made a devil a deal. He made me pretty, he made me smart. Now I'm gonna break me a million hearts, and I'm hell on heels, and baby I'm coming for you. Got a pink guitar, a Lincoln Town car, remote, what's his name, I met in a bar. Got a high-rise flat in Hollywood, from a married man, wasn't up to no good. And I'm hell on heels, baby I'm coming for you. And then there's Jim, I almost forgot. I ran him off, but I took the yacht. Poor old Billy, bless his heart, 'cause I'm still using his credit card. And I'm hell on heels, sugar daddy, I'm coming for you. I'm hell on heels, say what you will, but I done made a devil a deal. He made me pretty, he made me smart. Now I'm gonna break me a million hearts, and I'm hell on heels, and baby I'm coming for you. I'm hell on heels, say what you will, but I done made a devil a deal. He made me pretty, he made me smart. Now I'm gonna break me a million hearts. Now I'm hell on heels, sugar daddy, I'm coming for you. Is my guitar loud enough? It sounds quieter. It's exactly the same. It's just me. I'm always really, really paranoid that the battery's gonna die in my pickup. So I'm all like, every time I stream, I'm all like, can I hear this? Is it working? But yeah, the flange and the delay works. Hey, what do you think about this chord progression? Does this sound like anything? Well, let me see. Wait. Does it sound like anything that you recognize? It doesn't sound like anything to me. Quite some stretching on some of those chords. I know, right? I can't help it. I always write things that are like super hard to play, which makes it equally hard to write too. That's one of my biggest things. It's weird though. If I take a few days off from streaming, I always end up holding a guitar and fiddling around and writing something. If I stream a lot, then I don't do that because it's almost like somebody who's a housekeeper going home and not wanting to clean their house because they're a housekeeper and that's what they do all day. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice when I do get a couple days off because then I'm like, oh, I want to write. I'm going to write this. I'm going to write that. And I wrote something else. What did I write? Was it this? But I'm sure that this is something. I just don't know what. That one's way easier to play. But I'm not sure about that one because that's got to be like a million songs. There's just no way it's not. It's too easy to play. Oh, okay, I see. I understand myself now. That's why I write complicated things to play because every time I play something that's easy to play, I'm like, somebody has had to have used that because it's easy to play, which is not wrong. I mean, it's still right, but all right. Let me see. Let me play something else. Let's do. I'm gonna play breakdown here. there is no law against reusing chord progressions. Yes, there is. There is totally a law against it. I'm sure of it. I'm just positive. That's a good point. That's a pretty good point. I feel like blues players get a free pass though. I don't know why. I wouldn't give that pass to any other genre. But blues, I feel like it's okay. I mean, it's all right. They're what else can you do? I mean, if you change those chord progressions too much, it's not a blues song. You know what I mean? In order to what they're doing is they're like playing they're like I don't know. Cuz here's the thing, like blues lyrics and melody lines are also as generic in general. Just in general. I mean, they all sound the same. Because they're kind of it's kind of an ode to every blues song that came before it in a way. So they get a pass in my opinion because they're kind of like holding strong a tradition. You know what I mean? They're like holding up a tradition. Whereas every other kind of art or every other kind of genre of music is trying to create something new as opposed to holding up a tradition. You know what I mean? They're trying to create something new, and blues they're not even trying to do that. They're just trying to say what they want with that chord progression and that melody that's been used over and over and over again. JMB, thank you so much for the host. It is not the song, but how it is delivered. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You're right. Yeah, I feel like blues gets a pass on that. Every other genre, though, I don't know. I mean, the Beatles almost never, ever, ever reused a chord progression. And I think that says a lot about the Beatles, and how we should all be writing music. We shouldn't be reusing chord progressions. And if we play something and somebody says, hey, that sounds like this song, then we should throw it away. God damn it. And write something new, or try to. Hi, JMV. Hello, how are you doing? Mile marker 203. The gas gauge leaning on the edge of E. And I'll be danged if the rain ain't pouring down. Something smoking underneath the hood. It's banging and a clanging and it can't be good. It's another 15 miles to the nearest town. And everything I own's in the back in a hefty bag. And I'm out of cigarettes and I'm down to my last drag. Sure hate to break down here. Nothing up ahead or in the rearview mirror. Out in the middle of nowhere, knowing I'm in trouble if these wheels stop rolling. And God help me keep me moving somehow. Don't let me start wishing I was with him now, and I made it this far without crying a single tear. And I sure hate to break down here. Under 50,000 miles ago, before the bad blood and busted radio, you said I was all you'd ever need. But love is blind, and little did I know you were just another dead-end road, paved with pretty lies and broken dreams. Baby, leaving you is easier than being gone. And I don't know what I'll do if one more thing goes wrong. Sure hate to break down here, and nothing up ahead or in the rearview mirror, out in the middle of nowhere, knowing I'm in trouble if these wheels stop rolling. And God help me keep me moving somehow. Don't let me start wishing I was with him now, and I made it this far without crying a single tear. And I'd sure hate to break down here. Oh no. Sure hate to break down here, and nothing up ahead or in the rearview mirror, out in the middle of nowhere, knowing I'm in trouble if these wheels stop rolling. And God help me keep me moving somehow, and don't let me start wishing I was with him now, and I made it this far without crying a single tear. And I'd sure hate to break down. It's too late to turn around, and I sure hate to break down here. And mile marker 215. Sorry. Hi, Chaz. Hello. How are you doing? Hi, Elway. Things are going pretty good. How are things going with you? That was rough. That was rough. I'm so sorry. I got to warm up my voice a little bit, you guys. It's just a part of life. Facts of life? The facts of life? Oh, you know what I was going to add? That Weird Al Yankovic song. You Don't Love Me Anymore. Hi, Diner. Hello. How you doing? How goes the day? Yeah, the Weird Al song. Because I was listening to it yesterday. I was like, how come this is not my set list? It's my favorite Weird Al song. Bunk With Me? I don't know that one. No. Been together for so very long, but now things are changing. Oh, I wonder what's wrong. Hi, Robot. I'm gonna try this Weird Al song. Hello. Norseman, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Let me know what I can play for you. Beautiful singing. Oh, shucks. Lurleen Lumpkin. No, I sure don't. Hold on, I need some eye drops. I've not played this song, okay? I played like a verse and a half yesterday, and I didn't even listen to the whole thing, so I haven't really heard it since I was a kid, so I'll probably just mess up a lot. If I can remember it at all. I think I can, though. We've been together for so very long, but now things are changing. Oh, I wonder what's wrong. Seems you don't want me around. The passion is gone and the flames died down. Guess I lost a little self-esteem that time that you made it with the whole hockey team. Hold on, I'm gonna change the key because this is too low, even with the capo on the fourth fret. It's still too low. Hold on. Such a good song, though. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Driving, listening, enjoying. Well, when you are done driving, unless. Wait, I hope you're not typing and driving because that's dangerous. Do you want me to play Drive by the Cars? Do you like that song? We've been together for so very long, but now things are changing. Oh, I wonder what's wrong. Seems you don't want me around. Passion is gone and the flames died down. I guess I lost a little self-esteem that time that you made it with the whole hockey team. You used to think I was nice. Now you tell all your friends that I'm the Antichrist. Oh, why did you disconnect the brakes on my car? That kind of thing is hard to ignore. Got a funny feeling that you don't love me anymore. Yobo. I knew that we were having problems when you put those piranhas in my bathtub again. You're still the light of my life. Oh, darling, I'm begging, won't you put down that knife? You know, I even think it's kinda cute the way you poison. Wait, that's not right, is it? Hold on, let me look the lyrics up because it rhymes. It's supposed to rhyme. You don't love me anymore. Lyrics. Hold on a second. Hold on, I just gotta know. You know, I even think it's cute the way, kind of cute the way you poison my coffee just a little each day. Okay, all right. No, I even think it's kinda cute the way you poison my coffee just a little each day. I still remember the way you laughed when you pushed me down the elevator shaft. Oh, you don't mind asking me, you don't mind me asking, what's this poisonous cobra doing in my underwear drawer? Sometimes I get to thinking that you don't love me anymore. I don't want to do the next one. He talks about Chester. I don't have those. You think I'm ugly and you say I'm cheap. You shaved off my eyebrows while I was asleep. You drilled a hole in my head. And you dumped me in a drainage ditch and left me for dead. Oh, you know this isn't... Shit, I haven't heard this song or sang it ever, but I haven't heard this song in like 20 years, 30 years. No, this really isn't like you at all. You never acted this way before. Honey, something tells me that you don't love me anymore. Got a funny feeling that you don't love me anymore. I think we should add it anyway, because I can practice it, I can get better. Snakes do get into strange places here. If a snake goes down your drain, though, does it go backwards? Because they go clockwise here. Wait, is that right or counterclockwise? I'm going to sound real stupid if I said that wrong. They go the same or the opposite direction as the water. You figure it out. I don't know. All right. How about I'm gonna do famous blue raincoat, I think. Ellen, thank you so much for the follow. TD, thank you for the follow. And Chaz, thank you for the follow too. Oh my gosh. All right. It's 4 in the morning, the end of December, and I'm writing you now just to see if you're better. And New York is cold, but I like where I'm living. There's music on Clinton Street all through the evening. Hear that you're building your little house deep in the desert. You're living for nothing now. I hope you're keeping some kind of record. Yes, and Jane came by with a lock of your hair. She said that you gave it to her that night that you planned to go clear. you ever go clear? The last time I saw you, you looked so much older. Your famous blue raincoat was torn at the shoulder. You've been to the station to meet every train, and you came home without Lily Marlene. You treated my woman to a flake of your life. And when she came back, she was nobody's wife. Well, I see you there with a rose in your teeth, one more than gypsy thief. Well, I see Jane's awake. She sends her regards. And what can I tell you? My brother, my killer. What can I possibly say? I guess that I miss you, and I guess I forgive you. And I'm glad that you stood in my way. If you ever come by here for Jane or for me, well, your enemy is sleeping now, and his woman is free. Yes, and thanks for the trouble you took from her eyes. I thought it was there for good, so I never tried. And Jane came by with a lock of your hair. She said that you gave it to her that night that you planned to go clear. Sincerely, L. Cohen. Ouch. You sliced your finger. The deli slicer. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I didn't. Oh, go to the doctor. If you're still bleeding 24 hours later, you definitely. I mean, what if you hit like a vein and you bleed to death because you cut your finger? Look, one time I cut my finger right here, and I have a scar because of it. And I was using, I think it was like, what's that clear stuff? Like cellophane? I think it was like cellophane or something. And you know how it has like the little ridges where you rip off the cellophane or whatever. Anyway, I went to rip it off and I moved my hand down and I cut all the way down to the bone. Hi, Looney Bob. Hello, and hi, TD. um, yeah, so it cut all the way down to the bone, and I didn't want to go to the doctor, so I I thought, you know what, this really, really hurts. So I'm going to put, I couldn't figure out what to do for the pain because I hurt really bad. So I was like, I know, Oragel. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was horrible. Oragel. Don't put Oragel into an open cut, especially if it cuts down to the bone. Oh my God. It was really bad. I ended up eventually having to go to the hospital and get stitches. Mine didn't go that deep though. Oh, it didn't. Well, you probably weren't stupid enough to put Oragel in an open cut either. I mean, it cut all the way down to the bone. Out here I am going, I bet I can numb that with Oragel. Oh, no. Bad idea. Oh, what's my uptime? It's probably time for me to take a break, right? Time for me to take my first break and then open up the queue. 57 minutes. Man, I can tell. I can feel it. Hi, Nana. Hello. How you doing? It's so good to see all of you guys. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, and thank you so much for the compliment on my hair, Jenna, because I feel like it was big, and I don't know what to do with such big hair. I'm not used to big hair. I don't have big hair. My hair's not big. I had to do some stuff to my hair to make it big, and now that it's big, I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, it's so foreign to me. I'm so used to very straight, not big hair. But anyway, this is unimportant, and I'm so sorry. I'm wasting your time. In an open wound, I like you more now. Hi, SEAL team. Hello. Well, yeah. I was young and real stupid back then. You should have seen the time. You should have seen me the time that I was really broke and I needed an iron, to iron clothes with. And so I got this great idea. I was like, hey, what if I take a piece of foil and I fold it to the shape of an iron and I stick it in the microwave? I heat it up in the microwave. You can't do that. It blew up. I didn't know. Butterfly stitches to help it heal with a smaller scar. I got medical relatives. Oh, okay. All right. I know, right? Yeah. I blew up my very first microwave. I was 21. All right. Give me a break. I didn't know any better. Nobody ever told me that you couldn't do that. Yeah, it blew up the microwave immediately. It doesn't like heat up, it immediately causes a big spark. A great big spark. Oh boy. Anyway, not my finest moment. All right, I'll be back in just a minute, you guys. Feel free to put songs into the queue. I haven't really warmed up my voice yet, so it's probably gonna be terrible no matter what I sing. But I'll do the best that I can. I don't know why my voice is just not warming up today. Well, I didn't really sing many songs, did I? Like 3 songs. How did a whole hour go by so fast? How did that happen? I don't know how. Time is weird. All right, I'll be right back. Now I have to pee. Well, go pee. What's stopping you? I think it's kind of a cool coincidence that you put a random song in and Traveling Soldier went in. It's kind of cool, I think, in my opinion. I should check the set list though. What if you took it out? Hold on. I'm just going. I saw that. I saw that. Yeah. It's actually one of my favorite songs to sing. Me too. Yeah, I think it's quite a cool coincidence. Give me just a second and figure out where I play this at because I can't remember. It's been a while since I did this one. Picking up the radio station. Hold on a second. That's better. Oh, I'm still picking up the radio station. Go away, radio.
Two days past 18, he's waiting for a bus. His army green, sit down in a booth in a cafe there. Gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gave him a smile and said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? 'Cause I'm feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour and I know where to go. Went down and they sat on the pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I've got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I sent one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold hand of another guy, too young. But then they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier, and our love will never end. Waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter says a soldier's coming home. So the letters came from an army camp, California and Vietnam, and he told her it might be love, and all the things that he was so scared of. Said when it's getting rough over here, think about the days sitting down on the pier, and I close my eyes and I see your pretty smile. And don't worry if I won't be able to write for a while. I too young for them. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. And our love will never end, waiting for a soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says soldiers coming home. Friday night at the football game, the Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang. And a man said, folks, would you bow your head for a list of the local Vietnam dead? Crying all alone under the stands, a piccolo player in a marching band, and one named Red, and no one really cared about a pretty little girl with a bow in her hair. I cried, never gonna hold hand of another guy, too young for them. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. And our love will never end, waiting for a soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says a soldier's coming. And I cry, never gonna hold hand of another guy, too young for them. They told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. And our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again. Never more to be alone when the letter says the soldier's coming home. Two days past 18, he's waiting for a bus in his army green, sat down in a booth in a cafe there, gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair.
Man. Sorry, my voice is a little rough right now. It could have been way better. Way better. But thank you guys anyway. It seems you weren't like super opposed to it, but it could have been better, I promise. That was rough. Alright, put your records on, girls. Are you ready to put your records on? I'm ready to put my records on. Oh, SEAL team, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Put your records on. Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms, baby. Are you winning, son? I don't know how to answer that. I'm also confused by that. Hi, Potato. Hello, how are you today? Hold on, I need some drops. Well, coffee is just bean soup. It's bean soup that you drink. Are you winning? Am I winning? I guess so. I don't know. What do you mean? Define winning. I'm alive, so I guess I'm winning. In the game of life, yes, I'm totally winning. Are you winning? Oh, I need to see what this chord is. Okay. I just lost the game. No, you didn't. You're winning. We're all winning. You're a winner, and you're a winner, and you're a winner. Everybody's got keys to a new car under their seats. I don't know if you guys have checked under your seats lately, but okay.
3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. And maybe sometimes we got it wrong, but it's alright. And the more things seem to change, and the more they stay the same. And don't you hesitate, girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, lay your head down. And sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, lay your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
Man, Still Team is really winning now.
Blue as the sky, sunburnt and lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside. Don't let those other boys fool you. Gotta love that hairdo. And maybe sometimes you feel afraid, but it's alright. And the more you stay the same, and the more things seem to change, don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, lay your head down. And sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, lay your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. 'Twas more than I could take, pity for pity's sake. Some nights can't be awake. I thought that I was stronger. When you're gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer. Do what you want to, and girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, lay your head down. In sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, lay your head down. And girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead, lay your head down. In sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, lay your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
Who's Don Shipley? Is that the guy who invented ships? Please tell me it is, because I need to know. I need to know the answer to this. You're very welcome. I'm sorry, my fingers or my voice was not warmed up enough for that song, so it was really rough. I'm really sorry. Let me sing something easier. I love that song, though. I love that song. I love Corinne Bailey Rae. I think she's so cool. Yes, he invented ships. Yes. Jesus Christ. What? Well, I didn't know who invented ships. What? Why are you yelling at me? Rude. I think I'm going to play Drive. I'll tell you my buzz class, date of graduation, and when I was selected. Please help me. With what? What do you need help with? Hi, Prince Adam. Hello, how you doing? What was I going to play? Oh, I was thinking about playing Drive. I don't know if I will, though. Because Drive always hurts my hand. I don't know. I do like this weird death grip on the guitar when I play Drive. Oh, what about that Oasis song that I just added? What is it called? The Master Plan? Give me just a little bit of time before I do Son of a Preacher Man, because that one is vocally super challenging. It's super high and everything, and I really need to warm up my voice a little bit. Potato, thank you for the follow. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Tomato, let's call the whole thing off. All right.
Take the time to make some sense of what you want to say, and cast your mind away upon the waves. Sail them home with acquiesce on a ship of hope today. And as they land upon the shore, tell them not to fear no more. Say it loud and sing it proud today. And then dance if you wanna dance. Please, brother, take a chance. Know what you're gonna go, which way you wanna go. We all know is that we don't. And know how it's gonna not saying right is wrong. It's up to us to make the best of all the things that come our way. 'Cause everything that's been has passed. The answer's in the looking glass. There's 4 and 20 million doors of life's endless corridor. Say it loud and sing it proud today. And then dance if you wanna dance. Please, brother, take a chance. Know that you're gonna go which way you wanna go. And we all know is that we don't know how it's gonna be. Please, brother, let it be. Life, on the other hand, won't make you understand. We're all part of the master plan. Dance if you wanna dance. Please, brother, take a chance. Know when you wanna go, which way they wanna go. We all know is that we don't know how it's gonna be. Please, brother, let it be. Life, on the other hand, won't make us understand. We're all part of the master plan.
Let me see. Potato, thank you for the follow.
Smile though your heart is breaking. Smile even though it's aching. There are clouds in the sky. You'll get by. Hi, Rockman.
What is the song? Do I know it? Oh my goodness. All right. I feel really tired. I don't know why. I guess because it's late. I've just been going to sleep at pretty normal hours. So 12 o'clock. I'm like, yawn. Sorry. Okay.
Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile with your fear and sorrow, smile, maybe then tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile. If you just smile. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile with your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. If you just smile.
Don't Wait by Mansions, the acoustic version. Send it to me in a whisper. I'll listen to it later. I'll check it out. Let's do Levy and Rose. I'm trying to warm up my voice. Nothing's working really. It's because the temperature keeps changing. It's like cold and then hot and then cold and then hot and then cold and then hot. Last week I put on our winter blankets and stuff on the bed, and then last night it was like 70 degrees. I'm like, frick, I can't breathe. Hi, Mike. Hello, how you doing? How goes the day? All right. Yeah, let's do Levy and Rose. Why it's giving me ukulele chords. I just need regular chords. They're the same. Hold me close and hold me fast. This magic spell you cast. This is Levy and Rose. Keep the blankets on, turn on a fan. Well, Robot already put away all the fans. Just in time for winter. Oh no. Well, do you want to come to Kentucky? Because it's warm here. It's going to be into the 80s here again. How confusing, right? Of course, in California, I guess it's always pretty warm. Okay, I'll try this again.
Hold me close and hold me fast. This magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose. And when you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see La Vie en Rose. And when you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Every day your words seem to turn to love songs, and give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be La Vie en Rose. Hold me close and hold me fast. This magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose. And when you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see La Vie en Rose. And when you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. And every day your words seem to turn into love songs, and give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be La Vie en Rose.
Thank you, Cranky Ray. Thank you, Nana. Well, I mean, thank you for the rose, Nana. It's gonna be one of those days. I wish I felt great. I did feel great, and then I don't know what happened. I ran out of steam. I didn't have a lot of steam. I thought I had more than that. More than I seem to have. It's not much. Alright. Pinflip, when I come back, I'll go ahead and do Son of a Preacher Man. I'm taking my break a little bit early. And then I'll get back to singing. I don't know how long I'll be on tonight, because it's just not happening. It's just one of those nights I'm not feeling super... I don't know. Maybe I need more sleep. I feel like I could use some sleep. Maybe I'll do some jumping jacks on my break. Okay, love you. Love you too. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. You know what I think? I think it's just my allergies are making me feel bad. Because my head feels all stuffy, you know? Don't you know? Thank you, Cranky Ray. Thank you, Pamphlet. Yeah, I think my allergies have got me not feeling great. Because, I don't know. It's just, we're having drastic weather changes. So it's just making me feel weird. Oh, thank you so much, Cranky Ray, for the $95 donation. What would I do without you? I don't know. It wouldn't be pretty, I'll tell you that. Well, thank you so much. Exact action. Yeah, I know. Start calling him Action Jackson. Awesome. I'm actually just going to build like a big shrine to Cranky Ray. In the backyard. Maybe in the front yard. I don't know. I got some nosy neighbors. I saw that you whispered it to me, and I will take a listen to it after the stream today. Thank you so much for sending it to me. Your landlord might not approve. Well, he lives like 4 hours away. He's never here. He actually would more likely notice it in the backyard anyway than the front yard, because he always pulls his truck into the backyard. He's always doing things to the property when he does show up. I haven't seen him since, not this past summer, but the summer before. I think it was the last time he was here. So I don't really hear from him, but I mean, I pay my rent on time. That's all he cares about, which is good. It's the best kind of landlord you can have. Well, I'm living in a house. I have he's the homeowner. I don't really view him as a landlord, even though I guess technically he is. He only owns 2 properties that he rents out, and I'm one of his tenants. But I actually won over him with my stream. I sent him a clip of me singing to a bird, to the baby bird, and that's all he cared about. I got the house. He didn't check my references. He didn't check my credit. He didn't check anything at all. Didn't care at all. He saw me sing to a baby bird, and that clip probably isn't on Twitch anymore because I had to get rid of it. Oh, wait, there's a different clip. Is it a different clip? It's probably a different clip. That bird, yeah. Me hanging out with a bird.
Billy Ray was a preacher's son, and when his daddy visited, he'd come along. When they gathered around and start talking, that's when Billy would take me walking. Through the backyard we'd go walking, then he'd look into my eyes. Lord knows to my surprise, only one could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. Only boy could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was, ooh, yes, he was. Being good isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. When he started sweet talking to me, come and tell me everything is alright. Kiss and tell me everything is alright. Can I get away again tonight? Only one could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Ooh. Yes, he was. The look was in his eyes, stealing kisses from me on the slide, taking time to make time, telling me that he's alright, learning from each other, knowing, look at us, how much we're growing. Only boy could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. Only boy could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Ooh, yes, he was.
Hi, Fred. Hello. How are you doing? Well, thank you guys so much for all the love. Or did you mean renown? I don't know. Man, I've been singing that song forever. I used to be in a funk rock band, and we used to perform that song all the time. It was really fun. Oh, well, thank you so much, Pamphlet. I remember my guitar player. He taught me how to play that. Wow, so he be hitting this other. Yeehaw, y'all. I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a Miranda Lambert song. What if I do? I'm gonna do Heart Like Mine.
I ain't the kind you take home to mama. I ain't the kind who wear no ring. Somehow I always get stronger when I'm on my second drink. Even though I hate to admit it, sometimes I smoke cigarettes. Christian folk tell me I should quit it. I just smile and say God bless. Cause I heard Jesus, he drank wine, and I bet we get along just fine. Could calm a storm and heal the blind, and I bet he'd understand a heart like mine. Daddy cried when he saw my tattoo, said he loved me anyway. Brother got the brains of the family, so I thought I'd learn to sing. 'Cause I heard Jesus, he drink wine, and I bet we get along just fine. Could calm a storm, heal the blind, and I bet he'd understand a heart like mine. And I fly away from it all one day, and I'll fly away. These are the days that I will remember, when my name's called on a roll. Meet me with 2 long stem glasses, make a toast to me coming home. And I heard Jesus, he drink wine, and I bet we get along just fine. Could calm the storm and heal the blind, and I bet he'd understand. I bet he'd understand a heart like mine.
Oh, there's this one song I really like. Hold on, let me think. What's it called? Something like. It's my dad's favorite song that I sing.
I can see the cotton field, old men working in the mill. I can see the load in the trunk of my old blue Oldsmobile. See the tears in my mama's eyes when she kissed her baby goodbye. Can still feel all of that love from here. I can see the cotton sheets, they're swinging in the wind, out swinging in the wind. Close my eyes and my mind flies, and I'm right back home again. I'm right back home, and I get lost while I'm chasing my dreams. My heart has wings, I can still feel all of that love from here.
Trying to remember this song.
I was raised on love's foundation, rock of ages goes unshaken. Faith and hope that was given to me is stronger than the blackjack tree. My mama taught me how to stand alone. She lets me go, but she still holds on, and I can still feel all of that love from here. I can see the cotton sheets, they're swinging in the wind, out swinging in the wind. close my eyes and my mind flies, and I'm right back home again. I'm right back home, and I get lost while I'm chasing my dreams. Heart has wings. Shit. Shit. Oh, hold on. She lets me go, but she still has wings, and I can still feel all of that love from here. I can see the cotton sheets there swinging in the wind, out swinging in the wind. I close my eyes and my mind flies, and I'm right back home again. I'm right back home then. I get lost while I'm chasing my dreams, but I still have wings, and I can still feel all of that love from here.
What is that line? It's bugging me. Hi, Sunbeam. It's Brittany, bitch. Hi, Sunbeam. How are you doing? How goes the day? Dang it. Hold on, let me look up that song real quick. I know I'm missing lyrics and everything. It's such a cool song, though. All of that love from here. Lyrics. Oh, I get lost while I'm chasing my dreams. I find my way because my heart has wings. That's how it goes. I think when you're throwing a concert, if you don't have enough space for everybody, you shouldn't be having that many tickets sold, you know? Yeah, that's crazy. And the craziest part is that everybody that died was young, like young, like 20 years younger than me. It's crazy. It's just insane. It was preventable, you know? Yeah, it shouldn't have happened. A 14-year-old. That's crazy. My dad actually knows somebody that went to that concert, who was getting crammed, like shoved up in that, like in the front of there, and they managed to get out, and they didn't get hurt. And he was like, whoever it was he talked to was like, that was the first concert that they'd ever been to, or something. It's pretty crazy. Dad's like, people must really like this Travis Scott guy. I was like, I don't have a clue who that is. I don't have no idea. No clue. I don't know. Just, there were too many people there. That's just all there is to it. Who requested Falling Slowly? Oh, Sunbeam, you did it. You did that. I like this song. It's good. There must have been artists even more popular than this. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think Queen ever held a concert with that many people, you know. I'm not the most up-to-date person around either, so I'm really behind on what's going on in music. But, I mean, the Beatles kind of had that problem with people rushing the stage and stuff. But they didn't have that many people there, so it was a little easier to control, you know. Wembley Stadium, which has to be over 80,000. How many people were at the Travis Scott? I think it was like, well, even more than that. Let me see. How many people were at the Travis Scott concert? Oop. Oh, there were 50,000 people there. Yeah. I don't know. I got no answers. I don't know. Alpaca stream here. And the fuck, there's two little black ones. Aren't alpacas cute? They look like they're smiling all the time. I love that. Robot wants an alpaca really bad, but he is not getting one. Not till I get my horse. No way. What's the last concert you went to? God, it's been so long. I think the last concert. Oh, you know what? I went to some country artist concert, but I don't know who it was. I barely knew who it was at the time. So that was probably the last concert that I went to. The last concert that I went to where like I knew the artist, or I mean not personally, but when I was pregnant with Evelyn, I went to see Pearl Jam. How would an alpaca and Parker get along? I don't know. It's a good question. Would just headbutted away. My brain's not working today. Parker is really friendly with me. And he's real careful around the kids too, particularly Dean. Like if Dean, because we had him in this yard for a while until he hopped the fence and we had to do something else. But even the day that we got him, we were real careful about keeping Dean away from him. But he was like, we had to catch him because we had to do something with it. I don't know. We were doing something and we had to catch him. And he would run past Dean, but he would like go around. Like he would give him such a wide berth, you know. He would just like really move far away to make sure that he didn't touch Dean. It was really cute. Around my neck. It's a real warming feeling. But the thing about Parker is that like if you try to put him on a lead of any kind, he will on purpose wrap around you. He'll do it on purpose. He goes around you on purpose, which is extremely dangerous, you know, because he's very strong. He could probably kill you that way. So, I don't know. He likes me a lot. He escapes every once in a while because they're freaking Houdinis. They have nothing but time, and they will spend all their time trying to figure out how to escape. And when he does escape, he ends up on the back porch. Like, they don't go anywhere. They don't escape to go anywhere. They escape to just come closer to the place that they want to be, which is by me. Parker loves me. So he tries to get to me no matter what. And he spends all day long, every day, trying to figure out how to escape so he can come see me. So when he does escape, he'll run from you because that's just in their nature to run. Like, you have to go catch him because he ran away. And it didn't take me very long to figure out that he would follow me. And I didn't really have to run. Everybody else can run and try to catch him. He's really hard to catch. But if I just like chill out and hang out for a while, eventually he'll wander back and come and hang out next to me. And then I can grab him. But, oh my God. And he's really, really strong. But he's not super crazy about anybody else other than me. And I don't know. I don't know. He tries to headbutt the dogs. I don't think he's playing with them either. He tries to headbutt the dogs. He seems to be okay with Alvin, the cat, but he doesn't like the dogs. So I don't know. I don't know if he would get along with an alpaca or not. I mean, I don't know. Good question. Good question. I'd like to get an alpaca. Don't get me wrong. I want one, but I want a horse more. I want a horse real bad. Someday. That's my dream. My dream is to have a horse. That's all I will need in life. Give me a horse and I'll be the happiest girl on the planet. An emu? I don't know. What do they do? Besides, they run too, don't they? Aren't they like really fast runners? I don't know if I could catch one of them. Not that I can catch a goat, but
I don't know you, but I want to, all the more for that. Words fall through me, always fool me, and I can't react. Games that never amount to more than their worth will play themselves out. Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have a choice. You've made it now. Falling slowly, eyes that know me, and I can't go back. Moons that take me and erase me, and I'm painted black. And you have suffered enough and warred with yourself. It's time that you won. And take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have the choice. You've made it now. Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have a choice. You've made it now. Falling slowly, sing your melody, I'll sing along.
solid. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. How goes the day? Thank you. I appreciate it. Very nice. Now it's alpacas. Man, is that llama idea that old? What? I have read about the emus winning a war before. I don't remember what the story is, but yeah, I've read about that. Does Ellen still want llamas? Also, how come you don't have llamas? Why didn't you have any? I don't understand. If you got a llama, would you be a llama mama? Mm-hmm. Sure would. Absolutely. Solid, do you have a song request or something I could play for you? Good question. I'm gonna go through my set list and see what kind of songs are in there. My allergies are just going crazy today, so I just don't feel great. I don't have any energy. Got no get up and go. Sometimes that happens. It's really hard to be a streamer too and keep your energy level up all the time. I mean, one might argue that it's impossible without the help of crack. I'm all out of crack. It happens. Sometimes you just don't have any crack. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on broken sands. She just looked like she was going to kick your ass and sing about it. Who was I talking about? That's probably a quote about Amy Winehouse or something. Oh, yeah. Mika is not on crack. She's super mellow, too. And like me, she tries to drum up energy, especially if she gets a raid or something. It's just not there, though. She's just a mellow person. I am a mellow person. It happens. Not all people are created the same, you know. For legal reasons, that was a joke. Okay. Have I told you lately that I love you? That there's no one else above you? I'm going through my set list and looking at stuff. Oh, look what you've done. You've made a fool of everyone. And oh, seems like such fun. Well, let's do I May Hate Myself in the Morning. Nah, I'll do something else. What about a Lana Del Rey song? I don't do those very often. How about Brooklyn Baby? Never do Brooklyn Baby. I really like this Lana Del Rey song. I never really hear people sing it though. You guys, I love you guys so much because you quote me saying things that are funny, which doesn't happen very often. It makes me go, oh, see, I can be funny, which isn't really true. They say I'm too young to love you. I don't know what I need. You think I don't understand the freedom land of the 70s. I think I'm too cool to know ya. You say I'm like the ice I freeze, churning out novels like be poetry on amphetamines.
plays guitar while I sing lyrics. I've got feathers in my hair. I get down to be poetry. My jazz collection's rare. I can play almost anything. I'm a Brooklyn baby. I'm a Brooklyn baby. They say I'm too young to love you. They say I'm too dumb to see. They judge me like a picture book by the colors, like they forgot to read. I think we're like fire and water. I think we're like the wind and sea. You're burning up, I'm cooling down. You're up, I'm down. You're blind, I see. And I'm free. And I'm free. Well, my boyfriend's in the band. He plays guitar while I sing lyrics. I've got feathers in my hair. I get down to be poetry. And my jazz collection's rare. I can play almost anything. 'Cause I'm a Brooklyn baby. And I'm a Brooklyn baby. Talking about my generation. Talking about that new nation. If you don't like it, you can't beat it, baby. You never liked the way I said it. If you don't get it, then forget it. 'Cause I don't have to fucking explain it. My boyfriend's in the band. He plays guitar while I sing lyrics. And I've got feathers in my hair. I get high on hydroponic weed. My jazz collection's rare. I get down to be poetry. 'Cause I'm a Brooklyn baby. And I'm a Brooklyn baby. My boyfriend's pretty cool, but he's not as cool as me. 'Cause I'm a Brooklyn baby. And I'm a Brooklyn baby.
My vision is so blurry, I'm having a hard time playing. Part of the chord progression on that song reminds me of another song, much older song that I can't put my finger on. Oh man, it's too bad. I'd play it, or if I know it, I would play it. I probably do because I know so many songs. Or I've tried to educate myself in that. Are those New York City caps still going? I don't know what that means. What? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take out my contacts tonight. I think the time has come to finally take them out of my head. Let's see if I can find all the correct chords for this. I can't remember how the song goes. Never mind. I was gonna do that. Probably wouldn't be this way. It's a Leanne Rimes song. It's really pretty, but I can't remember how it goes, and I don't feel like looking it up.
All of my love, all of my love, all of my love to you, dear.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. If you guys are okay with that. It's not working today. I mean, not the stream is like going terribly bad or anything. I just throat feels dry. My voice is not warming up, so I don't have the range even. I don't know, 2 hours in, 3 hours in. What time did I start? 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've been on for about probably like 2.5 hours. 2 hours and 40 minutes maybe. I will try to pamphlet. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow night or not. We'll see how I'm feeling. 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's it. Such a lightweight. Yeah, I'm just struggling in so many ways right now. I'm struggling to see. My head feels all stuffy. I feel like really run down and tired, even though I took 2 days off, so I should have lots of energy. But yeah, I'm really struggling at the moment. I think my problems I'm having with my eyes and my stuffiness is the reason why I'm tired. Because I think it's my allergies. It's just my body. It's that whole antihistamine process that happens with your body. When you are exposed to lots of things you're allergic to. It happens. A struggle in life. Yeah, I really wanted to stream, but I'm just not. It's not working. Not today. Today is not the day. Maybe next stream will be better. Next stream will probably be a lot better. I'm just sure of it. All right, let me go see who's on real quick that we can raid. When did the pollen levels go back down? Good question. I have no idea. Usually once we start getting snow, then it's good. Right now we're having it's like the dog days of summer, where it's like those last few days of summer trying to hold on. It's trying so hard to hold on. I think I'm just gonna go raid Sequisha because he doesn't really require hanging out or anything. So on my part, I'd like to just go to bed. Ugh, my eyeballs are killing me, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm sorry I wasn't super fun today. I wasn't, super hyper or anything, but next time will be better. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.